It's not entirely your fault that you are struggling to play the guitar or keyboard, bass, violin, drums, or anything else. Just insert whatever musical instrument you play at the end of this sentence in place of the word guitar, and that sentence applies to you. I know the title is a bit provocative. It's designed to grab your attention, but more importantly, it's true. And over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to explain to you why it's true. Hi, my name is Jim Todd, and I have 35 years of business and marketing experience, the last 10 of which have been in the development of online music products. So my perspective is a very different one from most video lessons that you watch, where a musician is teaching you a new practice exercise or scale or technique or something specific to the instrument you play. Those lessons can be very good when they teach you something genuinely useful, although there is such a constant barrage of these types of tips and tricks videos that I doubt the usefulness of many of them. You know what I mean, because I am sure they flood your inbox just like they flood mine. Well, not to worry. What I'm going to talk about today is very different. It's a video lesson based upon market research, and I think you will find it quite interesting. So today I want to talk with you about music tools. And it doesn't matter whether you play the guitar or drums, sax, violin, keyboard, or any of the other dozens of instruments. What I'm going to show you is applicable to you and to whatever instrument you may play. When you take a look at people that are successful and good at what they do and analyze why this is so, there are several factors that can be identified. Talent, dedication, experience, education, hard work, and practice are all important components. But another one, often overlooked, is tools. Tools can play a much bigger role than you might expect. If you don't have the tools you need, things just take longer, sometimes much longer. Now, I don't know about you, but I can recall on more than one occasion tackling a project around the house, one of those projects on my honey-do list. And I also remember telling my wife I expected to complete it in a couple of hours, only to find myself 6 hours later still struggling to finish it. And I'm willing to bet you've had a similar experience. Why did it take so long to complete? Well, certainly part of it was my inexperience. If it were something I had to do every day, I would be more familiar with it and would learn to do it more quickly. But believe me, it was not my dedication or hard work or commitment that was lacking. It was my inexperience, and it was the lack of tools. To be more specific, have you ever seen one of these? It's called a plumber's wrench, and if you're trying to loosen or tighten a fitting behind a sink, it can be almost impossible to do this unless, of course, you have this wrench. Without this wrench, this correct tool, a job that should take a few minutes can turn into a job that lasts hours. The truth of the matter is that most people don't even know that the plumber's wrench even exists. And in the same way, people trying to learn to play a new song or riff or solo in many cases don't know there are very useful tools that can make whatever they're trying to learn a lot easier. Well, today I'm going to tell you about one such tool, and then I'm going to tell you how I know it's not only useful but an important tool for your music toolbox, your tools of the trade. The tool I'm referring to is a product that slows down the tempo or speed of music, so you can not only hear each note that's being played, but also how that note is being played, the subtle nuances. Let me explain to you how I know such a slowdown tool is an important tool for musicians. Back in 2005, I did a survey of some guitarists who were using a product that contained a slowdown audio file. We asked them to tell us how much the ability to slow down the audio helped them learn. We had just under 200 online surveys that were completed, and the results astounded me. The responses we received ranged from 2 to 10-fold. In other words, being able to slow down the audio increased the ability to learn by 2 to 10 times, with the average being 614% or 6 times faster. That's a pretty startling statistic. Another way to evaluate the value of a slowdown tool is to do a search for slowdown music on Google. And when you do that, you'll find a very large number of pages on this topic. That is strong evidence that the community of musicians finds the ability to slow down something very useful. So much so that there are millions of pages on the internet dealing with this topic, as you can see above. Slow down music lessons, slow down song, slow down solo. And the other thing about this is that they cross every genre of music. Lastly, as the developer and marketer of one of these products, Song Surgeon, I can tell you that at last count we had more than 22 different instruments represented by our customer base. Now that tells me that the ability to slow down a song is useful in a general sense across many different instruments. It's just not limited to guitarists or drummers or a few instruments. So, as you can see, reaching the conclusion that the use of a slowdown product is useful for musicians is not hard. In fact, it's so obvious it almost reaches out and grabs you. So the takeaways for today are twofold. The first is that tools are important to musicians just as they are for plumbers and electricians and anyone else. And secondly, a slowdown software is one of those must-have tools that a musician should be using. I invite you to use the form below to leave a comment about this concept of tools for musicians, as well as any thoughts you have on the usefulness of a product like Song Surgeon to slow down music. Let me know what tools you have and what you would recommend to others in the way of tools for musicians. And when you do this, when you complete the form below, you'll be given a link to the demo version of Song Surgeon so you can download it and try it yourself. Lastly, in a couple of days I will send another video in which I show you exactly how you can use Song Surgeon to create your own free customized lessons. And I say free because I'm going to show you how to use Song Surgeon to get music on the internet at sites like YouTube or AOL Music at no cost. So be on the lookout for that free video in the near future. Thanks for your time.